man. It's all good. We'll just steal 10 minutes from your life. Anyway, you guys all ready to go ahead and get started right away then?
I think so, yeah. What are we talking about?
Let's Plays.
Okay.
We're gonna discuss Let's Plays, and I'll introduce the topic and stuff, so it'll be good. So hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Geeky Gentlemen. We got a pretty good sized cast tonight. I am Super2, joining me today is Steve Baxey, Dan Torrey, and Squatch Gang. Hello everyone.
And together we are a barbershop quartet.
Here and now. It'd be really hard to harmonize over Skype since Skype does this thing where it'll stop letting other people talk while one person is talking. It'd be very difficult to harmonize over Skype. Anyway, that we're not talking about Skype and barbershop quartets tonight, though we'll save those for future episodes, ladies and gentlemen. No, we won't at all. Tonight we're discussing Let's Plays, the act of recording oneself playing a video game and the act of watching other people playing video games, and why they should be the most boring thing in the world, but somehow they are not. Because, like, honestly, when you describe what a Let's Play is to someone, it sounds really fucking lame. But then when you start watching them and you really get into them, they're really, really fun. So we're gonna talk about that. I think, I know Steve and I have done Let's Plays. Dan, have you ever done any Let's Play stuff?
Yeah, I've done Let's Plays of, like, some of the Spider-Man video games on my old channel, and I've actually recorded some that I just haven't uploaded yet, that I'm keeping in a backlog. So yeah, I've done them before. Okay,
and Squatch, you've never done anything Let's Play-wise with any of your videos or anything?
Actually, I started a Let's Play. I never finished it it was on an older channel that I had. It was of XCOM, Enemy Unknown, which is like the remake of XCOM. It was really awesome, and I did that, but that channel is deleted, so...
it's a shame.
Right.
Yeah. Well, okay then, so
I'm very young.
There's certainly not very much range of experience here. Everyone has done them, and I'm assuming everyone watches them to one extent or another.
Yep.
I was hoping to get at least one person that just watched them, but oh well. I was hoping to get one person that found them boring as shit, but I couldn't find
just for
anybody.
a dissenting opinion.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna talk about Let's Plays, and what really brought this on for me is I've just been watching them like crazy. I was searching for footage of Super Mario Maker Let's Plays, and oh my god, that game.
So good.
I'm not a Mario fan. I'm not even a Nintendo fan. No, he's fine, it's just not my thing,
Yeah, I'm just joking.
yeah, but like, watching people play Super Mario Maker makes me want to go spend $300 on a Wii U just for that game.
It's a really fun game. It's addicting.
Yeah, it looks like so much fun, and just seeing people freak the fuck out trying to beat these impossible goddamn levels is hilarious and impressive all at the same time. So I've been watching a lot of those lately. I've been watching particularly Dashie Games and Game Grumps do Super Mario Maker Let's Plays. Dashie Games came up with a brilliant gimmick, and that is that he has his subscribers make him levels, then tweet them to him, and then he plays them. And that dude has serious anger issues, and it's hilarious to watch him try to figure that shit out and just get pissed off. So that's really what brought this on for me, and I've done them, and you guys are seeing me badly play Sly Cooper Honor Among Thieves right now as the video is playing, so I hope you're enjoying that.
I love Sly Cooper. That's such a good game.
Yeah, me too. Funny thing though, after this I promise I'll stop talking for a while and we'll get into this, but so like I put out a Twitter poll about what game I should play, and it was the very first Twitter poll I've ever done, and I totally forgot about it, and so I was like, oh well, since no one was voting or anything, I'll just play Sly Cooper. And then I looked at the Twitter poll after I recorded all my footage, and I was like, oh, They totally voted for God of War. So next time we do like a general video game topic, I'll put video game footage up, and I'll put another poll up, and God of War will be on it. So, you know, and I'll listen to the poll this time. That's the important part. So sorry, everyone that voted, that follows me on Twitter. Anyway. Okay, so someone else get, like, some general thoughts about Let's Plays out there. We'll just start going at this.
I think Let's Plays are cool because they can serve lots of different purposes depending on what game you're talking about, right? Like, if you're talking about a game that's single-player only, Let's Plays are kind of like strategy guides with, you know, wacky commentary, which is fun. But there's also, like, the esports competitive side of gaming when you look at games like, you know, like MOBAs and, you know, MMOs like World of Warcraft or whatever. It's kind of like watching a sporting event, and same thing with like StarCraft too. So Let's Plays in that way serve a completely different purpose and audience in that sense. So I think that's why they've become a lot of very popular. So.
Damn it, Dan, you stole my joke.
Oh, really?
I was gonna, like, let this whole thing build up, and then I was gonna say, oh, so Let's Plays are like sports for nerds.
They are.
They really are. Okay. No, but yeah, it does serve that same purpose, and that's what I find really interesting about them, because I'm not a sports guy at all. How about you, Steve? What do you like about doing or about watching Let's Plays?
Maybe this will sound odd, but I always like comparing myself to the person that's playing. A part of what's fun about it is to go in and watch a game that either you suck at or you're really good at, and you watch someone either be much better than you or be much worse than you, and as you're playing, it becomes like, well, why didn't you go through that corner, or why didn't you use this thing, or something like that. And so, I don't know, for me, it's almost more of an active participation thing, because I'm a big FPS guy. And so I love watching Let's Plays of like Call of Duty and Battlefront and stuff like that, just because it's purely an adrenaline rush kind of thing. Of you idiot, you should have used this gun or gone through that other hallway or something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I get that a little bit. I'm not particularly skilled at video games, so most of the time when I'm watching for like impression, like I love speedruns. Speedruns are fucking amazing.
Oh
yeah.
Particularly of Sonic the Hedgehog games, because it looks like it's meant to be played that way. Speedruns are amazing. It's almost like watching someone, you know, break a world record or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
How about you, Scotch? What do you like about Let's Plays?
Well, so I don't actually watch Let's Plays that often, but I do understand why so many people like Let's Plays, but there is one particular kind of, like, Let's Play that I did watch a lot of, which was XCOM, and that's why eventually I did an XCOM, or at least started an XCOM Let's Play, was because XCOM is one of those games, I don't know if you guys have ever played it, but it's like a game where it's kind of like chess, but it's like a strategy game, and, like, you have, like, soldiers that can die, and you can, like, customize your soldiers and name them, and when they die, they're gone for good. Like, you can't get that soldier back. And so, like, you get, like, emotionally connected to your soldiers in the game. And you have, like, these crazy, like, really close, missions and stuff where you, like, almost lose, and you have all these crazy, like, stories that you can tell, but there's never as cool as seeing it. So, like, Let's Plays are a really cool way of being like, see, look at this crazy shit that happened to me one time when I was playing XCOM. It was crazy.
Gotcha. And, like, as far as, like, getting invested in things, it's almost a better way at times to watch through a game that you think has a really good story. To just see it in, like, that passive sense as opposed to playing through it actively.
Yeah. Or just, like, to see a game that you have like, I went back and watched, like, the ending of a Let's Play of Halo one time, just because it's been so long since I had played the first Halo, and I just wanted to see what it looked like now.
Mm-hmm. And also just, like, it helps you admire the scenery, right? Like, you go through, like, a racing game or something, and you're just so focused on making sure you get through it at the right time that you aren't looking at how beautifully the game is made, and so Let's Plays help you look at those details.
Certainly. And it's funny because, you know, YouTube isn't the main platform for Let's Playing. That's what Twitch is, but, like, YouTube's a close second, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, Twitch is obviously kind of the home for live Let's Plays that a lot of people do live streams and stuff like that, and that's similar to what you were saying before of the sporting event thing. People like tune into Twitch like they do live sports, which is really cool. And YouTube, I think, is really popular for just watching people play through games in a pre-recorded fashion, and there's not really a timely aspect to it. Like, I watch Zelda Let's Plays on YouTube all the time, like when I'm trying to 100% those games, because that's something I've tried to do with all of them, is get like all the heart pieces and everything like that. And finding them all on my own, you know, I might be able to do it, but it would take me so much time, and it would be so difficult. So watching a Let's Play is actually really helpful in that way.
Yeah, see, like, it's weird because, you know, Dan, Steve, and myself are all from the generation where the only way to really find everything in a game was either to go find it yourself or to buy a strategy guide.
Yep.
Whereas Squatch is the baby here, and let me guess, anytime you couldn't find something in a game, you could just go YouTube it, couldn't you?
No, because I started using YouTube around, like, the 3rd grade. No, 2nd grade, maybe. So I was playing games at a very young age, like the Spider-Man game for the PlayStation 1, Pitfall 2 for the PlayStation 1, Spyro, all the Spyro games.
Fuck yeah, Spyro.
Sly Cooper. I played those games with no YouTube at all.
Okay, that's...
So fuck you,
like,
bro.
Yeah, well... No, I mean, the thing is, like, I remember playing, like, Prince of Persia, the second one, and there's this really weird fucking glitch in that game. So, like, you run from the shadow monster thingy at one point into one of those water rooms, for anyone that's ever played the second Prince of Persia game. And I ran in there, and, like, that's normally, you know, it would save, and then there'd be a cutscene, and then you'd teleport or whatever to a different area and continue the game. Well, I'm in there, and it saves, and there's, like, a cutscene, but then it doesn't teleport me. I'm just, like, stuck in there, and I'm running up and down the walls trying to figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do for a good, like, 5 minutes. Or no, not even 5 minutes, a good 10 to 15 minutes. So we actually had to look up online, my friend and I that were playing through it, we had to look up online what to do. And we realized there's this weird glitch in the game where, you know, levels earlier we had a choice, or we had what we thought was a choice to go right or left to do, you know, 2 separate missions, basically. But it wasn't supposed to be a choice. You're supposed to do one before the other. The game designers just fucked up and made it a choosable option to go the wrong way. And because of that, you were just stuck in that room. And if you'd overwritten your save data, there was nothing you could do. You had to restart the game.
Oh yeah, been there many times in many games. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, so like I had to go look and search on IGN and shit to find out what the fuck was going on. Whereas nowadays I would just Prince of Persia stuck in room, and like the first thing that would come up would be a YouTube video that would perfectly explain how to get out of that situation or what caused that situation, as opposed to having to read like some kind of savage.
Yeah, I mean, I remember those days back playing like Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, trying to finish that game without a strategy guide. I was like, I almost went mad. Like, I would not be the coherent human being you people know me as today if I hadn't stopped playing that game at a certain point.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff like that, like Jack and Daxter series had a lot of collectible shit, and that just took forever to find everything, particularly Jack 3. Fuck the precursor orbs in Jack 3. There are 600 of those motherfucking things.
It's been so long since I've even thought of those. Those were fucking awful.
I love how we're talking about video games like things that are supposed to be fun, and we're like, we fucking hate these things.
No, I mean, like, because Jack 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, but fuck those orbs.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Like, I love the Zelda games too, but fuck Zelda 2. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, let's get back to Let's Plays a little more solidly. Okay, so we all know what we like about them and generally what we think of them. So why is that such an entertaining thing to watch? Because, you know, as I've said, when you describe that, when I first heard someone describe a Let's Play to me, that's fucking boring as shit. Why would anyone ever do that? What? Because, like, you know, it kind of comes from this, in my mind at least, it kind of comes from this experience I had when I was a kid, where some motherfucker brought over Crash Bandicoot 2, and he was playing it, and he wouldn't let me get the sticks. And I'm like, dude, let me play. And he kept fucking dying. I'm like, dude, let me play. He's like, no, it's my game. I don't have to let you play. I'm like, fuck you, it's my house. Yeah, and so, like, let me play. He's like, no, you just fucking watch me. And I'm just sitting there, like, bored out of my mind. And my brother would do the same shit. He would always be the one playing, and I never got a chance. He's like, well, if I give it to you, you'll die. And so that's just where my head is when I first heard, like, about Let's Plays. And that's still what it is. It's just you don't even have the remote chance to play at all.
Yeah, I think the South Park episode that they did about Let's Plays is valid in some sense. Like, I can see, like, the creators of that show, like, not understanding the phenomenon, and I totally get that. Like, if you haven't lived in that, you know, in that space in the internet and that culture, necessarily. Like, I totally understand, like, people that just look at people like PewDiePie and they're like, how does this guy have an audience? All he does is, like, say goofy things while he plays video games. Why don't people just buy the games and play them themselves? I think that's a totally valid observation. But at the same time, I don't know. I think it depends on the personality. Like, if someone's has something entertaining to say about the game, that's almost like you live vicariously through them, and you don't. Not everyone has the same experience that you know, every other person has with a game. Like, you know, sometimes games will just do insane glitches that you won't experience in your playthrough or whatever, and you get to see it. I don't know.
And that's gotten bigger and bigger, right? Like, before we had those video games where, regardless of who was playing, you pretty much did the same thing no matter what. Mm-hmm. And now with like all the free options and stuff like Uncharted, where you're basically playing a movie, and like random side missions you can do in different orders, it becomes a totally different thing.
Yeah, and it's one of those things because, like, you talking about glitches specifically, you know, everyone had that moment when they were playing a game. They're like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like, you just somehow broke the game. God, I'm trying to think of one.
There's one I had when I played God of War 2, where you get on a boat, and if you get in the bed and have sex with two girls, it gives you a whole bunch of health. But if you did it more than once, then the game would get stuck on the sex scene. And it just would not let you get out of the bed.
That's funny.
It was stupid. I don't know how I fixed it, but it was frustrating when I first did it.
I thought you were going to say it, like, gave you herpes and you lost health. Or something like that.
That would have been better.
Have you guys ever played the Obi-Wan video game?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I had that game. I rented it one time from a Blockbuster, which I was alive when Blockbuster was.
How old are you? Goddamn. Like, YouTube was around when I was in 2nd grade, but I rented things from Blockbuster. What? These things don't line up in my head.
Shut up. Okay, moving on. So it was Blockbuster, and I rented the Obi-Wan video game for Xbox, the original Xbox. And the game was, like, messed up, and how that game worked, it was really cool. It was like the left, or I think it was the right stick. That was how you moved the lightsaber around. Like, where you moved the joystick is where the lightsaber would, like, swing. But the game was glitched to where even if I was not doing anything, he would just continue to swing his lightsaber left to right uncontrollably. And I could, like, sometimes make him swing in different directions when I swung on the stick. But no matter what, he was always swinging left to right. So, like, even if I was, like, crawling stealthily through a little tunnel, if I looked to the right and my lightsaber scraped the wall, I'm just, like, slicing the wall, and it was ridiculous.
That's funny. Like, I remember, this didn't happen to me specifically, but I do remember being over at a friend's house when it did, and, like, they were playing some basketball game, and they go to the instant replay of a dunk he did, and you just could see the team sitting on the bench on the corner, and, like, none of them had heads. It's really bizarre. The game was, like, possessed. But I think, like, part of that, too, because you're talking about not everyone has the same experience. I think part of it, too, is just watching someone with some goddamn skills.
Yeah.
like, oh my god, there's certainly a line to it because, you know, you watch some of the people and it's really impressive to see them play, but if their personality is really distasteful, going back to Mario Maker, there's a dude who's like White Hawk, I think his name is, he's French or something, and like he's really fucking talented, and that makes me kind of want to watch his videos, but he's also really fucking asshole. He's just like, you know, people make these levels for him, and he has the balls to do something called troll levels, and all he does is just sit there and like, oh, this isn't really much of a troll level. Oh, using the haunted house background's kind of cliche for a troll level. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I'm not watching your shit, but like, he's still really fucking good, and that's really impressive to be able to watch that stuff sometimes. And like I say, speedruns are fucking beautiful. It's like a work of art.
It all goes back to what you guys said earlier about it just becoming like a sport, right? Like, this is precisely what people do around basketball and football.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whitehawk's like the LeBron James of Mario Maker Let's Players. There we go. But you could also get like addicted to someone's personality as they play through a game. Because like, I'm watching Game Grumps, and those two are fucking hysterical. I lost my shit watching these guys play Mario Maker, and then I just started watching them play all these other games, and like, I'm watching them play games I didn't even know existed, and that are awful. Like, did you know that there's a The Bachelor video game for the Wii?
Yep.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
It is hilariously stupid.
I cannot believe my sister doesn't own this game.
Dude, oh my god, like, they're playing through one of the like, each date is a mini game, and you gotta, like, succeed at the most dates as the bachelor, or as the women.
So it's like Mario Party, but with fucking.
Yes, exactly.
They don't have sex on The Bachelor.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
so
Rock of
funny,
Love.
though.
Rock of Love is where they're allowed to have sex.
Exactly.
I'm
Rock of Love.
glad you clarified, Rasco.
Much better.
I'm just glad he knows about these things.
Yeah, because I wouldn't.
Well, like, it was so funny, though, because, like, one of the dates is like, oh, well, let's go skating. And then, so you figure, okay, it'll be something related to skating. Like, you know, you gotta play some kind of skating minigame. But instead, you have to hold a button on a grid long enough to collect the most hexagons as a snowflake bounces around. And if the snowflake hits your hexagon, you lose your hexagons. And I'm like, how the fuck does that have anything to do with skating? And that's what they start saying. And then he's like, no, I'm going to win the most hexagons and thus his heart. I swear to God, I've got this. It's just so fucking ridiculously funny to watch, like, people with these really, really entertaining motherfuckers play these really, really stupid, awful discount bin games. And it makes me realize, you know, I, as a YouTuber, will often talk about not having enough subscribers, but then I watch people like this, and I know why, because I'm just not that entertaining. No matter how hard I try, I will never be that funny.
I think you touched on something there, Ian, that's one of the other major purposes of Let's Plays too, which is discovery of games that you wouldn't have known about before, or, like, seeing what a game's like before you buy it. Like, a lot of games that I'm on the fence for, I'll, like, watch a Let's Play to see if it's something that I might enjoy. Because, like, obviously, you know, you can't really trust the marketing for such things, especially when they're $60. So you gotta, like, kind of, you know, test the waters if it's not someone that you trust, like, developer-wise. Like, even review scores sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll play games that are technically, like, really well made, but they're just not the kind of game I like to play, so it wouldn't be worth it to spend $60 on it for me personally. So, you know, that's one of the other major things I love watching Let's Plays for, too.
Yeah, I totally had that with, echoing a little bit, Dan. I had that with, Hober Manny 456, whatever his name is. He does a ton of Sonic, Let's Plays, and, like, I heard him for a while talking about how he doesn't think Unleashed is, like, a perfect game or anything, but he actually does like it a lot. I'm like, well, maybe I'll give it a try, because I really like Generations and the boost formula and everything. And so I watched his Let's Play of it, and that helped me decide, ultimately, no, I'm not going to get that, because even though the boost stuff still looked like a lot of fun, no matter how good you get at that game, you're always going to be playing as the fucking
The
werehog.
werehog, dude, it's fucking awful. It's most of the game. Oh, it's so
Yeah, I know.
true.
Like, no matter how good you get at
That is the biggest buzzkill ever. No matter how good you get at that game, 80% of it. But the fucking weird.
Yeah, no matter how good you get at that game, like, because he was really, really good at it, playing with both the werehog and Sonic, and it's still 80% of that Let's Play is werehog, and I'm like, wow, fuck this. Still, though, I will give it this, Sonic Unleashed has, like, the best fucking opening cinematic of all time. That shit is epic as
it's
fuck.
awesome. It's so fucking cool. I used to be obsessed with Sonic.
I love
Sonic still to this day, but like the last Sonic game to come out that I played was the one that was on Wii U that was similar to Mario Galaxy. I forget what it's called. Lost World. That's what it's called.
Lost World.
And I liked things about that. There were some weird things that
you should play Sonic Boom.
But I gave up after Sonic Boom came out, and that looked just like hot trash.
Oh my god, Game Grumps did a Let's Play of Sonic Boom, and it's the funniest shit in the world. Like, it broke it. Like, I did some research on that game. They had 4 people test it.
I can tell. It looks straight up broken.
Oh no, like, Sonic 06 looks like a masterpiece compared to Sonic Boom. Yeah.
I can't even tell you, like, when Sonic 06 came out, I was the most excited person on the planet, because it was basically Sonic Adventure 3, and I loved the first 2 games. And I, couldn't fathom that it would be terrible. And, like, I would pull my hair out, like, playing that game, and be like, I'm probably just bad at this. So, I'm probably responsible for Sonic falling through the floor. Like...
Yeah, totally. It's part of Eggman's new plot. No, but it's one of those things, like, Sonic has had some bad games and then some good games, and I want to do a whole video on Sonic at some point, but let's get off that. Sonic 06 Let's Plays. Let's go to that. Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom Let's Plays are a good example of just watching someone play as pure Schadenfreude, right? Just watching someone just be so unbelievably pissed off about things they could not possibly control.
It's just like watching a garbage fire while someone's screaming things. It's a lot of fun.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of the reason people tune in for Primetime Crisis when we talk about Arrow.
Very true.
Oh man, like I love Schadenfreude games too, where it's just like it's impossible. And it's like, there's nothing the Let's Player can do about it, but they just sit there, and they can't not play it anymore because they're making a video. Like, that's the thing, it's like, you're kind of stuck, right? Once you've started a bad game, people are going to want you to finish it, but in no other situation would you finish this game.
I feel like it would be really fun for a Let's Player kind of thing. I don't know if anyone's taken up this concept as a podcast yet. It probably will be after we talk about this and somebody gets the idea. But my friend was telling me about a podcast where these dudes just watch Grown Ups 2 every day for a whole year and then just discuss every time they watch it. And it gets hilarious by, like, midway through the year, and then it's just complete insanity by the end. I feel like if that with video games, it would be even funnier.
Oh my God.
That sounds painful.
Oh, I wouldn't be the one to do it.
Just imagine completing Sonic 06 over and over and over again.
Oh my God. Fuck that noise. That's the thing. I will say this for Sonic Boom before we move on. Game is broken. TV show's actually pretty funny.
I like TV shows, yeah.
I've never watched the
TV show's pretty well written. It's got a lot of, like, really fun one-liners and stuff.
I just couldn't get over Swell Knuckles.
My God,
he just has taken anabolic steroids. Like, what happened?
Why did they do that?
They just wanted to make Knuckles a bit stupid. It's fun. It's pretty funny what they do with him, though. He is such a blockhead. It's kind of hilarious.
That pisses me off.
Rasco is insulted.
I am. I fucking love Knuckles.
I love Knuckles too. I got a Knuckles keychain, but I still think what they do with him is fucking hysterical. He is arguably the funniest character on that show.
Is Shadow the Hedgehog in that show? He's always been my favorite Sonic character.
He's in one episode briefly, and like they do some fourth wall breaks with him that were pretty damn funny.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Like Eggman, is trying to get out all the villains together as a team to go up against the Sonic characters, and then Shadow shows up and Robotnik like does a fangirl scream and goes, "Oh my God, he's the most popular character in the whole canon."
Is Shadow like wrapped in bandages like every other character on that show too?
No, he just has a bandana around his neck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Shadow's like the least changed character. Even Sonic's been changed somewhat. Now there's jokes in that. Like I think my favorite was Tails has to entertain Orbot and Cubebot because they've defected. He has to entertain Orbot and Cubebot, and he goes, "Here, play this video game. What do? You run really fast, roll, and get rings as fast as you can until you get to the goal. That's a stupid game." Anyway. Yeah. Anyways, sorry. I'm in love with Sonic the Hedgehog, so I can't help it.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go faster. That's the one show I haven't watched of his, and I watched Sonic Underground.
I quit that show when they got into Sonic Super Saiyans.
Fair enough.
I think we've gone off the rails as far as Sonic 06 has in relation to this topic.
Certainly. No, I mean, Sonic's got so many bad games that it's hard not to watch
right?
Let's Plays. Sonic R, oh my god, Sonic R Let's Plays are the best thing ever, because there's no controlling that game. You just cannot move, right? I ended up buying it because that was like the first Sonic game I ever beat when I was a kid.
Oh no, that's a terrible first introduction to Sonic.
No, not first introduction, first one I ever beat.
Oh, okay.
My first introduction was Sonic 2, which I don't think I've...
introduction.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got past the third level. I'm so bad at 2D Sonic games, but anyway. So like, Let's Plays of that are really, really fucking funny, because people just, there's no controlling it. The maps are complete shit. There are only 5 maps. It's really fucking funny. What else can we talk about with Let's Plays? Steve, you take us somewhere. I'm running out of ideas here. I need time.
I'm trying to... Okay, so we talked about like the game guide thing, and we talked a little bit about how games have gotten bigger. Have you guys ever gone through and watched an entire Let's Play as opposed to just playing the game? Like, even if you wanted it, you just watched the whole Let's Play instead?
I have to admit, I've never done that before.
I've probably never done that either.
Okay, that's fair. I did that one time before, what game was it? I can't remember now. I think it was GTA 4. I did that with that game because I didn't want to buy it because I suck at those games. But I wanted to see how it handled and what the story was like. And it's really interesting just watching the whole game as opposed to playing anything on there. Because you're kind of getting both your own review material and people reacting to it at the same time, so it's almost like you're part of a conversation on that game.
Mm-hmm. I haven't done it for a full game, but I've done it for stuff like downloadable content.
That's fair, yeah.
I'll do it to see whether or not downloadable content is worth buying, because I'd never fucking get any of it, so that should tell you what I feel about it. But, like, I watched the extended stuff for Force Unleashed games of like the downloadable content stuff they did for each of those games, and like some of it looks like a little bit of fun, but ultimately, however much money for 1 or 2 extra missions just didn't seem worthwhile to me.
Right.
Even if you do get to fight Leia while she has a lightsaber, just still didn't seem worth it.
Especially when you can just watch it online. Yeah,
exactly. I was just like, I watched someone else play it. And that's all I really needed at a certain point. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
I think that I may have actually seen an entire Let's Play before. I think it was a Pokemon Let's Play. Maybe it was like Heart Gold or Soul Silver, I'm not sure.
I watched Twitch plays Pokemon before. That one where... Do you guys remember Twitch plays Pokemon? Do you ever hear about it?
No.
Oh, well, this is a grand experiment in Let's Playing, so I think it's an interesting thing to bring up. So Twitch had a stream of
Oh no, I know what this is. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So there was a stream of one of the Pokemon games, and the game was controlled via the comments in Twitch, and they ended up forming like a governing system as to like how they would like move the player and use attacks and stuff. And there's like a bunch of memes about it that are really funny. Like, I think like what's the fossil Pokemon? They called it like the false prophet and things. Like there was just so much crazy shit that went down. Like there was a period where it was like a democracy where like the person that the control that had the most votes, so they would do that. So like if everyone voted up the most, they would go up. Then there would be like one dissenting voter that would change it and like fuck everything up. But they eventually got through the whole game somehow, even though there were like multiple coups and regime changes and stuff. Crazy stuff.
That's remarkable.
Yeah. So I have seen that. I heard about that at least, but that's
hilarious. Funny.
That's so...
I don't know how you possibly managed to finish a game like that.
Yeah, they beat the Elite Four and everything. I don't know how they did it.
Like, I can barely beat a game when my friends are trying to backseat play. Like, damn.
Yeah, there were people that were like trying to sabotage it, and they like successfully released some of their like most powerful Pokemon, like during the thing, and everyone was like, "No." Like, there's a bunch of memes about it that are really funny. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
there were.
Well, it's interesting because you'll have some guys who are playing through a game. Dashie Games does this a lot, where like he does Mario Kart 8 Let's Plays, and people will like leave hints for him in the comments about how to be better at that game. And so you can watch like when he starts playing that game to where he is now with it, and he is like significantly better. Mostly not just because of practice, but because of all these hints that people have given him as he's gone through it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's really fun to see someone who isn't an expert Let's Player, but is just a fun personality, get better because of them doing that and getting advice from their fans.
And I think that's part of the fun other side of it. It's like when I play anything live and I get people in the comments helping me out. Like I did the whole Season of Infamy Arkham Knight stuff live on my channel, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on, and people in the comments just kept telling me where to go, and we beat the whole thing in 2 hours.
Nice.
I saw a really weird Let's Play once of like a modded Pokemon game, and it was like this weird, dirty, like South Park humor version of Pokemon, and it was called Pokemon P Red, and it was so funny. It's so funny. You can watch like Let's Plays of it. It's like a modded Pokemon game. It's so funny.
That's cool. I watched a lot of Cobra Manny's stuff. I'll probably put a link to all these people I'm talking about down in the channel, down in the description if I remember. If I don't remember, someone leave a comment reminding me. Anyway, I watched a lot of his stuff because, oh my god, the mods for Sonic Generations are amazing. And he has done all of them. And, like, if that had all been part of the original game, that would have been the greatest Sonic game of all time. But, like, all these people got a hold of this game and did mods to it, and it's this weird little cyclical relationship based on Let's Playing, because people like the game, but there's not enough content in it, so really, really skilled people make mods for the game and post them online. And otherwise, normally maybe a couple hundred people would download it and that'd be the end of it. But some of those people that are downloading it at first are doing Let's Plays showing it, and this is getting the mod much more popular and inspires people to make their own mods, inspires the original mod creator to do more mods, and so it becomes this really fascinating cyclical relationship. And so there is, like, just a ton of fucking content for not only mods in general, but in particular Sonic Generations has, like, infinitely more mods than there is original content in that game.
That's interesting.
And that is fascinating. And it just helps popularize and really kind of not democratize. What's a good way to put that relationship at that point? I don't know. I find that really, really fascinating, the way that mods can make a game take off more than it probably deserves to. Because no one would would probably remember that game at this point, if not for all the mods.
I don't usually play with a lot of mods, but I remember with The Sims, my ex-girlfriend was obsessed with that game, and it was only workable because there were hundreds and hundreds of mods in it. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if there are types of games where they're better off in the people's hands as opposed to the creators.
Oh, mods are God's gift to gamers. I play Civilization a lot. Civilization 5. And the mods for that game are fucking incredible. Like, you can play as whatever civilization you could ever want. Like, I played a game the other day as WarioWare civilization, and, like, went full fascist and, killed everyone with, like, my Goomba army at the end of the game. It was the best thing ever.
Let me ask you real quick, Dan. Do you have a PS3 at all?
I have an Xbox One and 360.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Dang. Oh, well.
And I play Civilization 5 on my PC because it's a PC-only game. But, yeah, that...
No, I was going to ask if you had a PS3 because Steve and I both do, and I really want to do a Let's Play of Civilization Revolution.
That's a fun game. I have that game on 360, actually.
Yeah, but you can't do it online.
No!
PlayStation. No!
But yeah, like, one of the cool things with mods in that way is that it's so customizable. And one of the other things with Let's Plays that popped in my head when I was talking about Civ was, have you guys ever seen Let's Plays turned into, like, straight-up comedy videos? Because I've seen that before, and it's worked really well. Like, there's this guy that did a comedy video that I saw recently, and it was with Civ, and it was how he was going to win the game with Venice in 50 turns. And you can't, like... With Venice, you play it as, like, a city-state, and you can't really expand very far, and he gets, like, it's all economic, like, that's how you win the game, and he gets stranded on an island by himself, and you see on the map, like, Canada, like, taking over the world progressively as it goes forward, and then at the end of, like, the video, he goes, "There was no Venice, I was Canada the entire time," and it was just really fun.
Have you ever?
And it plays like the Canadian theme song. It's all bombastic. I was like, this is fantastic.
Have any of you guys ever heard of the YouTube channel Penguins Zero?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, well, so like Penguin Zero, he does like Let's Play type videos, and he went viral a long time ago for a Q-Wop. You guys know like Quap?
Mm-hmm.
But he did that, and his Let's Plays are so funny because he's got this like weird like, "Hey guys, I'm playing co-op here," and he takes it. He's just speaking in this weird like monotone like super serious voice, and it's just really funny. And he was like viral a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure he still makes videos, but they are very funny. It's Penguins Zero.
Yeah, the only other mod thing I wanted to talk about real quick was Ben Thompson, Mr. Cool from latest season. Yeah, he was on recently talking about Doctor Who with Bill and I, and he showed us this amazing mod pack that had been added to Fallout New Vegas.
Tell me about this.
Yeah, where you got to play as like the Doctor. You could change different TARDISes. You could change it in different Doctor clothes. They even had a canine running around. It's fucking epic.
He like game tested that, or he like beta tested it.
Yeah, it looked amazing. But okay, Squatch, you did actually make me think of something else though. Do you guys prefer to watch Let's Players with just one person or with two or more people?
I generally don't have a preference. It's just kind of like how entertaining they are, I suppose. Like, and I guess it depends on the game too. Like if someone's playing a single player game, there doesn't really need to be another person there.
See, I disagree completely. I enjoy single player Let's Plays plenty, but I think I always find two persons, even if it's a single player game, so much more
interesting. Okay.
Especially when I do them. I cannot do Let's Plays on my own. If you really want, you can go find a 5-minute Sonic Generations, the first 2 levels that I did, and I am just awful. I am terrible on my own, but like what I really enjoy about doing Let's Plays is groups and making it kind of like a controller passing party. Because like I remember doing that when I was in middle school and high school and stuff. I had a lot of single-player games that I really loved, but I'd want to still play them with my friends, so we'd switch on deaths, basically. Which was fine at the beginning until you started getting good, and then it started becoming a problem. But no, like, I really, really love, like, group Let's Plays, because that's what it makes me think of, is those times when I was, younger, and, friends would get together and we'd play video games, and we would just pass the controller around. And I really, really found that.
Do people make, like, videos of, like, a group of people playing, like, Mario Party?
Yeah. I've been watching Game Grumps do Mario Party Let's Plays.
See, that would be awesome. Like, watching people play Mario Party. You could do, like, a series, like, instead of, like, Friday Night Poker, it's, like, Friday Night Mario Party, and it's, like, every day for, like, a year you play Mario Party every Friday.
Mario Party is such a fun game.
Mario Party is the shit. It's awesome. Like,
yeah, I've been playing through Mario Party 9 recently, because I got a Wii. And I like, it just sat there for like a good 2-3 months, because every game I tried to play on it sucked.
Get the Metroid Prime trilogy. Those games are great.
Isn't that one an FPS?
It is, yeah.
I'm not an FPS
Oh, okay,
guy.
fair enough. Yeah, you wouldn't like them then. Have you played the Galaxy games or Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword? The two Zelda games on the system?
Maybe. I tried playing a Zorro game on it, and I don't know how you fuck up a Zorro game when you have a Wii, the thing that lets you swing a thing around like it's a sword.
Oh,
I don't know how you fuck that up.
You would be hard pressed to find very, very much of any games that nail the motion control on the Wii. Like, yeah, like you would think a Star Wars game for the Wii would be a no-brainer. No, they fucked that up too.
Yeah, I got the Jedi Duels, and I'm afraid to open it. It sounds like it's going to be the coolest thing ever, and then it looks like it's just nothing works.
Oh, speaking of Star Wars games that are broken, one of the best Let's Plays I've ever seen is Connect Star Wars, because there's a mini game where you have to dance as Han Solo to a song that is, what's that song where it's like, I'm flying Solo, but they change the lyrics to I'm Han Solo. It's like the most cringeworthy thing in the world, but it's amazing.
Oh, wow. That's terrible. Now, Steve, like, you do Let's Plays just kind of on your own. Do you ever, like, feel like you're reaching for stuff to talk about, or... Because that's what I feel like. I cannot divide my focus in that way where I can consistently commentate and not be complete shit at the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's especially tough when you're playing something that requires strategy. Like if you're playing a Predator mission on any of the Batman Arkham games, you can't do that and talk to people. It just doesn't work. But that's why I try to, unless I'm doing it live, I just record the game and then I add commentary to it later.
Oh, you do post commentary. Okay.
Yeah, I don't always do that, but I try to do that if I'm not playing a game live, because I can't get like 20 kill streaks and then keep talking.
Gotcha. Okay. See, I didn't know that, because I hadn't watched any of your individual things since you were only doing Arkham Knight. The only stuff I'd watched of yours was, I guess, live after the fact. Then.
Right.
Because I watched a couple of your streams, and I got paid for it, so... I get paid to do whatever the fuck I want at work once I'm done, so I just watch YouTube and Netflix. And
I imagine some of that will change, because I'm going to get Fallout 4 at some point, and I'll probably end up just making a Let's Play of that, because I'll be curious.
Fallout 4 is so good.
I keep hearing how amazing it is, and every time I see it at the store, I'm like, this is the day I will buy that game, and then I forget.
Dude, I could just talk about that for the rest of this video, but I won't. I love that game so much.
Yeah, but fair enough. I'm gonna try to make Dan not hate me. I don't like any of the Fallout games.
No! Blasphemy, sir. Heresy.
You can like them if you want. That's fine.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, but see, for me, I cannot divide my focus in that way. So I might try post commentary on something, because I bought a fucking Elgato, and this video is the first time I'm using it.
Nice.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. So after we get done with this topic about group versus single, Well, we gotta talk about equipment, because motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole video.
Maybe, but we'll see. No, see, like, that's for me, though. I really, really like, group Let's Play, like, both doing and watching groups Let's Plays, because, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna poison everyone's experience of single-person Let's Plays at this point, but when I'm watching just one person do it, because I know I have trouble concentrating on a game and doing commentary, when I watch one person do it now, I'm like, oh, they're screwing up because they're just trying to talk, or, oh, they're not talking very much because they're trying to concentrate on this, and I can't get into it anymore. Or I have trouble. It's a hurdle to get over, I guess. And so that's why I always prefer group ones, or at least, two people or more kind of thing, because it's just, they just have a tendency to be more entertaining that way, because there's kind of constant conversation as opposed to, hold on a sec, let me just, no, god damn it, son of a, kind of commentary. Anyway. Yep. That. Maybe I should be doing post-commentary for this Sly Cooper 3 thing.
Potentially.
I'll just like, from this point on, I'll just randomly start cursing and hope that it lines up. That I screw something up.
That's what I do whenever there's a problem. Just randomly curse, and hopefully the problem fixes itself.
You ever yell at, like, fucking work at a thing, and then it suddenly does, and then you feel like God?
That's never happened to me, but I want it to.
Oh, totally, dude. It's awesome.
None of us are omnipotent like you, Ian. That's never happened to us.
Yeah, dude, I swear to God, it's the greatest thing ever to, like, yell at your printer to work, and then it suddenly kicks in. Anyway, so yeah, let's play in equipment. Steve and I both use Elgato now. I just use it for the first time because the last Let's Play I lost 6 hours of recording.
Oh God, that's awful.
Just fucked off. I don't know. I got about the first 10 seconds of the video, and then it just stopped recording. But the machine, with its little red light that's supposed to indicate it's recording, was red the entire time that we were playing.
Jeez.
So I lost 6 hours of recording and just ended up posting the 4 we did the next day. I was very, very angry.
Which is not uncommon for most video game capture cards. A lot of them are extremely buggy, which is awful when you pay like $150 for them.
Yeah, the one I had, like, I mean, I didn't pay that much, but it's still $60. It should work.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And, like, what it is a lot of times just seems to be the, a lot of games will change the, display quality.
Yeah.
At different points. And I'm like, it shouldn't be this hard. Like, the way I originally did Let's Plays was, I still always record audio separately because I don't fucking trust those things. Is I'd record my audio and I have a DVR, or a DVD-R rather, where it like spits out a physical disc that it's recorded everything onto. And the more physical and barbaric it was at that point, the more reliable the whole shit was. The only time I lost footage was because the disc stopped working because I didn't have the right format disc in the thing, but that's an easy problem to fix. But then I got my $60 capture card, and like I said, I lost 6 hours of footage out of nowhere and had no indication as to why. And now I got the Elgato, and you'll realize, people watching this, that the Sly Cooper footage started about halfway through the first world of missions because it didn't record the first 15 minutes of my gameplay. And I can't tell you why. And that shit's really fucking frustrating. I don't even know how people deal with screen captures.
It's really irritating. And it's like you said, they never give you an indication for when it's not working, so you just have to start and pray it does. That's almost why I like doing it live now, because at that point, at least I can tell whether or not the game is airing.
Certainly. But you know me, I like to put all my finishing touches on it. I made her like a really cool animated spinning video Geeky Gentleman arcade machine, and I want to use it.
The other thing is that a lot of game capture software is like YouTube, where every upgrade just makes it worse. Because the one I use, I haven't upgraded it in like 6 months, because the last time I upgraded it, I lost the ability to do commentary and record at the same time. And I don't know how that's an upgrade, but that's what they told me. It's an upgrade.
Well, people just really want to see the video game, Steve. They don't care about it.
It reminds me of an episode of Frasier where Bill Gates shows up and they're talking about Windows XP as if it's brand new and it's the top of the line and it's an upgrade from what you have right now. And I'm thinking, well, considering Windows 8 at 8.1 and 10, it still is an upgrade.
Yep. I love that episode of Frasier because everyone just starts calling in and becomes the tech support show. That was fantastic.
It was great. I can't believe they got Bill Gates for it, too.
Yeah. Seriously, though, like, the software is always so buggy, and it really shouldn't be. I get that it's all digital, but that should ideally make things easier than doing it as a physical recording thing, right? Yeah. Why should digital be any harder than writing, digital video onto a physical object? That seems like it should be harder to do.
And I mean, a lot of times they go out of their way to advertise how easy it is, but it never seems to be.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about designing those programs.
What was that, Squad?
I'm just saying, it used to be way harder. Like, before the Elgato, I had a long time ago, I had a Hapag, or a Hapage, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it was like an HD PVR, and it was like the first thing that people used to record like gameplay from consoles a long time ago. This is a long time ago. And it didn't have like an HDMI port. So like you couldn't like plug in like it from like a monitor or like a TV to HDMI into it, and so you had to like get either component or composite cables and plug them all three into the back of that, and then take another 3 and plug them into the back of that and route those out to a different thing. And it was so like there's so many cords, it was absurd, and it was so big. Like, capture cards have gotten so much smaller over the years.
Well, like, the thing that gets me about the Elgato is, I don't know if this is the way with PS4, but it won't let me record in 1080p. It'll only do 1080i. Or wait, do I have those reversed? Which one's higher?
I think 1080i is higher.
Okay, yeah, it won't do 1080i because you can't use the HDMI cord on a PS3 to record with an Elgato.
Oh, that's weird.
Which is bullshit, because the reason that it is like that is because Sony, for some reason, is really stupid, and they won't change, like, how, it's, like, something to do with, like, how you can't record, like, movies.
Yeah, you can't record in full HD.
Well, yeah, but, like, I think the reason it's like that is because, like, they didn't want people to be able to record, like, movies that they downloaded on their PS4. Like, you shouldn't be able to, like, record it with, like, an Elgato. And, like, it's something to do with, like, the coding or something like that messes up everything else intentionally. Like, they could, like, Microsoft does the same thing. Like, you can't record if you're, like, watching a movie on your Xbox, but you can if you're playing a game because it's turned off pretty much. It's like an in-setting thing that like Sony is responsible for. So like they could take that off, but they don't. It's really annoying.
Well, they've got it in PS4. They've got this thing where if you have your PlayStation 4 routed through an Elgato, and even if you're not recording, as long as it's routed through that, you can't watch anything. You have to make it directly linked to the TV if you want to watch a movie or play a trailer or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to turn that off when you use an Elgato, or else it's not going to show up on screen, and then you can start recording gameplay footage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then they still don't let you do the highest HD. Like, they've got the option for it, but no matter what computer I use, it's physically incapable of recording that high.
Yeah, it just won't let you do it. It's really fucking weird that they have that hardwired in there, because I'm like, it's becoming this huge industry. Why would you not let people do that? It's like all it is free advertising. Look how good our game looks. Yeah, seriously, look.
That's one of the things that I thought was perplexing about what Nintendo did not too long ago, where they were like, "Oh, we're gonna like have to police Let's Plays on YouTube for our games and stuff like that, and make sure we get like a piece of the pie and stuff. I'm like, dude, like, you guys got enough problems selling hardware. Like, Let's Plays are a lot of the time free advertising for games.
Oh yeah, because like I said, I mean, I almost want to go buy a Wii U just to get Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I am damn tempted. I saw one at GameStop the other day for like $250. I'm like, once it gets down a little lower, then I'll do it. We sell Wii's at Shop Goodwill like every day for like $20, and that's with all the fixins. So, I'm not gonna wait that long, but I'll wait till it's a little bit more reasonable than $250.
We're probably gonna get the NX soon, so once that comes out, you'll probably be able to get one for pretty cheap.
Are they gonna change the name of the NX, or is it gonna be called the NX?
They're probably going to change it because they always change from the code name. Like, the GameCube was, like, Project Dolphin, and then
the Wii was Revolution, and then it really
the Xbox One was, like, the Durango or something.
Yeah, they always change the code name, and the NX, hopefully it gives it to us, like that song from Deadpool. I'm hoping.
That song from the early 2000s by a rapper.
Yeah, I'm not up with what the kids listen to, so I just know it from the hit song from the movie Deadpool.
X gonna give it to you.
What exactly is X going to give you, though?
Hopefully a good install base so third parties will put hardware on your console. That's what I'm hoping.
That's so cute.
A good controller.
Yes, agreed.
You gotta admit, though, like, this is getting completely off topic, but you gotta admit, Nintendo really did screw the pooch, because they used to be the generic, They used to be the Kleenex of video games.
I think they still are. Like, when I play my Xbox, like, my parents' generation, they're like, oh, he's playing his Nintendo again,
Like, some people who really kind of out of touch still do that, but no, man, people know PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo now.
For sure.
Where it all just used to be Nintendo. It's like, the new Nintendo, the black one, like, it's not a Nintendo, it's a Sega. Oh, well, it's all the same thing, like, it's really not. Nintendo used to have that, like, super name recognition where they were the generic, and then they really screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of their software never went down. They've been, like, tumbling down the hill of greatness since the Super Nintendo life cycle was over. Like, every system after that has been selling progressively less, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the N64 and the GameCube, but, like, those systems didn't do anything compared to the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2.
Well, my thing with Nintendo is they always seem to be ahead one way and then behind another.
Yes, exactly. No, mini discs are the way of the future, Ian. I don't know if you've heard about this.
Mini discs are the way of the future. Motion capture gaming is going to revolutionize gaming. We just don't know how to get it to work.
Sony is a terrible company, financially. They're one of the worst companies, except for the PS4. It's the most successful part of Sony is their gaming section of it. But it's their bonds are rated as junk bonds.
Or movies. They're not doing very well.
They suck.
Well, they're going to make a Venom movie that has nothing to do with the MCU at this point.
I don't know what they're thinking about that, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that just came out. They're going to do a Venom movie. They've been wanting to do a solo Venom movie since fucking Spider-Man 3. They're going to finally do one, they say. It's back on track, but it's not going to be involved with the MCU.
What is that?
Rob Urad once told me that Venom is the most popular Marvel character ever, so I'm sure it'll do well.
It's still a bad decision.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to remain cautiously optimistic. We'll see.
What is the weird, second Spider-Man movie they're making? They're making, an unrelated, animated Spider-Man movie? What is that?
With the Lego movie producers, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not really about Let's Plays. Does anyone else have anything with the technology side they wanted to talk about with recording Let's Plays?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't know how people do it with screen captures. I know that you can do it with a screen capture program, but I have no idea how you could trust that, or how it would even look remotely.
A lot of them suck, but it really relies on, you have to have, a really beastly PC. You have to have, you have to, really, really be up to date with, your graphics card and everything, and, how much RAM you have. You have to really be up to date.
Gotcha. See, I don't even know. Like, it seems like someone would have come in and really fixed up this industry by now as it got more and more popular, but everyone's just sitting with their dick in their hands.
Also, there's like, for PCs, you can also, if you don't want a screen cap, you can get like capture cards that you install inside your PC, like kind of where the graphics cards can be installed. You can just install like a recording card, and it's like the AverMedia capture card, and it's like an internal piece of hardware that you install in your PC, and you can like record on that, and it's really cool because it's like more dependable, kind of like an Elgato, but I mean, there's dependability issues there, but it's more towards that rather than like a screen capture program. It's a lot more consistent. I know a lot of people like those.
Okay, I'll just real quick describe my setup to see. I don't know if anyone will care about this, but I just think it's kind of like funny to demonstrate to people how fucking wacky everything is. So I got the PlayStation 3. And this is what you're watching right now, is how this was all done, everybody. So I got the PlayStation 3. That is switched over to component, which is attached to the Elgato. The Elgato has an HDMI cord which goes up to my television, and a USB cord that goes out to my laptop. My laptop has the Elgato recording software on it, which then pipes all the footage onto an external hard drive, because there's no way my computer has enough free space to capture X amount of game footage. So, after all of that insanity, I'm left with what you see on screen, and a preview of the recording that is maybe about 2 to 3 seconds behind, which is kind of trippy to, watch what you're doing on screen and then look down real quick and to make sure it's still going and see what you were doing like 2 to 3 seconds ago. So that's just, you can see just how screwy and how cumbersome that all gets, because you gotta have the laptop plugged in, you gotta have a computer nearby to get everything onto. It's a nightmare system, and it seems like it should be easier by now, and I have no idea why it's not. And I'm sorry if that was boring to anyone. I just wanted to rant for a second or two there.
No, it's a worthy rant. I haven't heard anyone talk about the technical side of it. They just all put up with it, so.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to.
Especially considering how massive it's become. Like, YouTube's got its own gaming section.
Right? Like, the gaming community has exploded over the last couple of years, and like YouTube wasn't even kind of meant for gaming videos in the first place, but it just kind of happened. That's something we can jump onto then. So when did you guys first start seeing Let's Plays pop up on YouTube?
Okay. I started watching, and I wouldn't call these quite Let's Plays, but like gameplay commentaries of Call of Duty and like Halo Machinimas. I started watching those back in like the 6th grade, which was like, I don't even know when that was, but so that was a long time ago for me. I'm 18 now, I'm a senior, so when I was in the 6th grade is when I started watching like COD like commentaries with like gameplay and stuff like that. And so pretty much for a long time I've been watching like video game related videos, and I kind of like followed the entire gaming scene really build on YouTube.
Interesting. For me, I don't know, like they kind of just appeared overnight to me. Like I just, you know how YouTube is. Its algorithms tend to only show you more of the kind of stuff you're already watching. Mm-hmm. So since I really wasn't, I've never been a big gamer or anything. Since I really wasn't looking up video game footage or anything like that, I just, it kind of snuck up on me, and then it seemed like overnight it just became this huge thing. Like everybody started doing them. And I was like, whoa,
yeah,
it was cool.
It was a matter of, really what happened was it was so profitable, and it still is, but it's harder for it to be really profitable. But video game videos, when like Machinima first sprang up and started partnering people were making so much money. It was absurd. Like, and it was kind of like all these people were doing it, and then they realized how much money they can make from it, and that's when everyone started doing them for like a long time, and it got so oversaturated. There are so many video game channels now, but there's so many million-plus sub channels now that are video game channels because, and like you probably haven't even heard of them, and they have like million subs, but there's so many of them now because it's really profitable for a lot of people, especially Let's Plays, because I don't know if it works this way anymore, but the YouTube monetization, how it would work was like, it wasn't just about how many people watch your videos, it was about how much of your videos people watched. And so if you had like a series, like a Let's Play, that people will go episodically and watch episode, and each episode is like 56 minutes long, you're getting a really high viewer retention rate, and a lot of people are watching a lot of your videos, so people made mad money.
Gotcha. See, like I said, I just didn't know about it. It's weird. You mentioned how like there'll be all these channels with over 1 million subscribers, yet you've never even heard of them. I mentioned Dashie Games, Game Grumps, and Cobra Manny. Have any of you three, like, are those recognizable names at all to you?
Game Grumps, whatever that was, that sounds kind of familiar. I don't even know the name of it though. So yeah, no, not really.
Well, like, that's the thing, is most people, you know, for early YouTube, for the first people that were getting up to 1 million subscribers, you know, every YouTuber kind of sort of knows about Shane Dawson to one extent or another, right? It's like the like big-time YouTube success story, like the first one.
Yeah, he's like one of the poster, he's like YouTube royalty almost, like everybody knows him.
Yeah. Yeah, and like most people know about the Vlog Brothers, Hank and John Green. Like you just kind of found their stuff over time because it was just it was part of YouTube's brand. But yeah, it's weird that Let's Players can have millions of subscribers, but still kind of, it's like they have their own little corner of the YouTube.
There's so many people that watch YouTube videos. Like,
I guess they're in the E on the YouTube. They take the E because of game. It has an E in it. Sorry, that was stupid.
I find the business history of YouTube really interesting, like how all the monetization started out.
How they fuck people over and just have no consequences for it? Me too. I find that very fascinating. Hashtag WTFU. Sorry, I'm in rant mode. Hashtag WTFU, everybody. Search it, do it. You deserve better. Anyway. Okay, what was something you were saying made me want to talk about something else with Let's Plays, and it left my mind, and now I'm trying to put it back in my head. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to talk about while I try to think this up?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to actually have to head out in a few minutes because I have to go to bed because I work in the morning. But
Gotcha. We're getting close to being done. I was probably going to go for maybe another 10.
Oh, sweet.
Damn it, what was I going to say? There was something important, I swear.
Tech, money, YouTube channels, blah, blah, blah.
Sasquatch. Timing. Timing was the last thing, and how appropriate that we're going to try to wrap this up in roughly 10 minutes. I noticed most of the videos I see people posting tend to be between maybe 10 minutes to 20 minutes for Let's Plays. How about you guys?
I've seen like hour-long Let's Plays before, but 20 minutes sounds pretty average.
Yeah, 20 minutes seems to be the ones I usually watch.
20, 30-minute chunks. I mean, there are some people that are crazy that upload, like, 6-hour videos. I'm like,
Guilty. Like, that's the thing I like to do, is I just like... Yeah, I mean, you go look at my Predator Concrete Jungle Let's Play, that's only the last half that we were able to salvage, and that was meant to be a 10-hour video. Like that, if the footage had stayed, that would have been a singular 10-hour video if I would have had my way. And like, keep in mind that file before that file after I compressed it was 33 gigabytes. And that was just the 4 hours. like, I don't know, I really like long format Let's Plays, and not enough people do them, and, like, you know, YouTube kind of helps you out with it now. You know, people talk about, oh, well, Ian, you do hour-long videos, so people just don't know where to go back to if they only watch part of it at a time. Like, no, seriously, most of the time, you're not switching, even if you are switching between devices, YouTube will put you, like, within 20 seconds of wherever you left it at. So why not do more long format videos? I guess people just won't click on them, but I don't know, I would. I would appreciate some, you know, 4-hour single sit-down playthroughs of Civilization Revolution. There's a guy that did that. They're awesome. He's really good. Joe Leonard, I think his name is. Could you believe someone actually beat Civilization Revolution with a single city on Deity, building no units?
Oh, I believe it. Some people are ridiculous at that game. I've never played and won on a difficult higher than 6 before. Like, I've gotten close on 7, but I've never won on Deity before. I've never really even attempted it, because on 7 I get my ass handed to me every time.
Certainly. No, but, like, I really like long format Let's Plays. Would I be the only person that would ever watch something that long in a single sitting? Maybe. It makes me feel bad because, like, I don't know, I really like doing those. I think they're fun. I like watching them. I like doing them that way. So maybe that'll be my niche. Maybe I'll be the only person posting, 4-hour Let's Plays of Ratchet & Clank going to stand-up.
That'll be perfect before the movie comes out.
Oh my god, I cannot wait for that movie. And then if that does well, we get a Sly Cooper movie too.
Oh, that'd be awesome. So cool.
Yeah, have you seen the trailer for that?
I have.
Oh, I cannot.
Me
I am
too,
so excited for that shit. Oh,
it looks great, but
the only problem with it is Sly's voice actor, but I can get over that.
I feel like that might alter a little bit by the time it's over, but we'll see.
Yeah, like they're waiting to start production on that based on Ratchet & Clank is what I think the stats are. As much fun as it would be, I really hope they don't do a Jak and Daxter one. I couldn't do that. That story is just so perfect to me, and it shouldn't be touched.
I almost want to see it in live action, though.
Okay, I'd be fine with a live action adaptation. I wouldn't be okay with like a reboot of.
Well, I mean, considering what the games look like by the time you get to Jak X, I think live action might almost be better. Just make it like Mad Max with pointy ears.
I remember the way that game was sold to me. It's like, you're an elf with a gun. Fuck yeah. Jak 2. Best game. Okay, so... Alright, we'll do one final thing that just popped in my head as I said that, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the episode here. So what game or series do you wish you could see more people do Let's Plays of? Like, what childhood game of yours do you wish, like, your favorite Let's Player on YouTube would do?
I
wish
want
would go back to Dragon Ball Z.
And do Let's Plays. I mean, they probably exist out there, but I want some dude to go through, like, the history of the LucasArts Star Wars games and just play all of them. Because a lot of them are really good, and I think that would be a fun experiment.
Okay, how about you, Steve?
I wish people would go back and play the old Dragon Ball Z games more. Like, everything from Budokai 1 to 3 and then Budokai Tenkaichi 1 through 3, all of those are really, really good games, and that's back when fighting games actually made you work to unlock characters. And so having someone go through that and solve those puzzles would be a lot of fun.
But Steve, I just want to buy my characters. I want to pay to win.
And that's why you will one day be the executive of video games. We've got to have money. See, it's weird I ask this question. I don't really know, because there are plenty of people that have done playthroughs of all my favorite games, because, like, I'm a pretty mainstream kind of guy when it comes to games. I don't know, though. There's some I like that I feel kind of don't get very much attention, that I don't know, I look back on fondly. I don't think people give Crash Bandicoot enough respect. That guy almost unseated Mario until Universal Studios fucked the whole thing up. I wish I could see more people do playthroughs of the third Crash game. Like, most of the people I follow, they haven't touched it, and I wish I could see that.
What about Crash Bash?
Yeah, I'd be cool with that, too. The third Crash game is just the one I have the most nostalgia for.
Crash Team Racing, anyone?
Oh, I remember that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I downloaded that from the PlayStation Store. Problem with the first two Crash games is you can't play them on the PS3 or 2. Or, well, maybe on the 2, because that had a more sensitive D-pad. But you can't play the first two Crash games on the PS3 because the D-pad on that isn't sensitive enough, and you can't use the analog sticks. Because they didn't exist when those games were made.
Well, count yourself lucky that you didn't have to use the Xbox 360 D-pad. That thing is garbage.
Oh man. How about you, Squatch? Any games that you would like to see other people do, that you would like to see some people do Let's Plays of besides what was it, XCOM?
I don't know if I would. I'm not sure how many of these exist, but I think like the Spider-Man games for PlayStation 1 were pretty cool. But I really liked playing the Speed Racer movie video game and also Harry Potter Quidditch the video game. It's so much fun.
I remember
that.
Dude,
those Harry Potter games, they probably wouldn't hold up at all if I went back and played them, but like the Sorcerer's Stone game and the Chamber of Secrets games, the early Harry Potter movie games I used to love when I was a kid.
Yeah, I played those. Those were awesome. Yeah.
I remember trying to play the third one, and it was just awful.
I probably loved it, but I don't remember.
Sorry to piss on your memories.
No! But... Those Harry Potter games were awesome, like the dueling. Oh man, it was cool.
Yeah. No, I did not have great experiences. Movie games are almost always bad.
It's weird though, because I feel like that's the thing that only existed with like the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Like I feel like on PlayStation 2 there were some good movie games, I thought.
Yeah.
Maybe on PlayStation 1. But I mean, I feel like there were good PlayStation 2 movie games. Like I'm trying to think, like
Spider-Man 2,
I remember Van Helsing sucked. I loved Van Helsing the movie, and then I saw they had a game and I played it and it was awful.
But in retrospect, that movie's also pretty awful.
But the movie is still fucking cool as shit. So
I don't know about that.
Fuck you. He walks on the ceiling and tells his wives that he'll just get a new one. That's awesome. And then he does the beating of the heart thing, and he's just such a fucking cool Dracula and shit. You know, no,
he's
fucking
a Power
Van
Rangers
Helsing,
villain, dude.
You're the one that's a Power Rangers fan.
So when I say that, it's a real insult.
I don't care. He's my favorite Dracula. Him and then the guy from Dracula Untold. No, I'm kidding. I enjoyed that. Yeah, no, I thought he was good. Not my favorite, but he was good. Okay, so I think that'll about do it.
That'll do.
Dan, seriously, thanks for... What was that, Squatch?
Said, that'll do, donkey.
Yep, that'll do.
It was a great episode.
It was a great episode.
Dan, thanks so much for joining us. Squatch, what do you got going next week?
I don't know.
You want to join us?
Sure.
You want to come up with a review topic in the next 20 seconds?
What kind of review?
I don't know. You pick.
You guys seen The Witch?
Yeah.
No.
I just saw that tonight. Great movie.
Yep. So I'm gonna say I've seen The Witch. I'm probably gonna see it again before we would do that show. Someone, you could see The Witch. The Witch. I would recommend it.
Yeah, Steve, that doable for you?
Probably. I might have a chance to go and see it tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
I would recommend.
Cool. All right. So
great.
next week on
It was great.
Next week on Geeky Gentlemen, we'll be discussing The Witch. Until next time, everyone, I'm the Philosopher.
I'm the Politician.
I'm Dan.
And I'm the guy that just came up with that bomb-ass topic for the next episode.
And we are your Geeky Gentlemen, and we will be discussing things.